Okay, here's part 2 of my team career mode in F1 22. And right now I'm just choosing what to do in my activity timeline. And I'm pretty sure I choose supplier HQ tour, if I remember. And this is right before the summer break or season break. Yeah, then I just go through all the tabs like R&D, progress, all that. I failed the one in the power, and then I have 2 more. Yeah, so there's the season break, and I just go on the break, and I think I check the tabs one more time if I want to do anything. You see right there, the powertrains failed, and then I have aerodynamic and chassis like making it right now. Yeah, I went on my break. I go back at the activities to look at what I want to do. And what do I choose? And I chose the secondary sponsor venue and then the driver promotion filming. And the race for this episode, I guess, is the Belgium Grand Prix, or the Spa, as most people call it. There's a marketing event, and it's like hosting a celebrity or something, Clay Donovan. I choose accept. For like 100k, you get a 2,000 team acclaim, so I chose accept.
Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to help out.
Yeah, and I just go back into my tabs again, see the activities, facilities, R&D. I don't know why I check it so much anyway. I just go through the week. See.
Okay, we've had the new through the fabrication process.
And then for the R&D, the part in the aerodynamics and chassis, they did good. They didn't fail, like the powertrain part. And I go back into the R&D, and I think I'm gonna make some more parts before I start this Grand Prix week. Let's see, did I do anything? Yep, I did. Heat dispersing wheel rims and chassis. And then when I go to aerodynamics, did I do anything? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't have any R&D points enough for that. Powertrain, I think I do something in there. Yeah, I do the state tours, and that's the part I failed, so that should just be 100% no fail. And I go into durability just to see anything, and I was pretty close to doing that. 462, but I only have 371 points. And that's all the R&D for that. Go back to the facilities tab, see if there's any facility I can upgrade. Powertrain too much, chassis is too much, and I think I do a marketing one. Yeah, I do the activities management one. So that's 1.5 million, and will come August 29th. No, I just advance, and then it's the Pirelli hot lap thing. I choose average speed zone. I've never done the rival duel. Yeah, but I do the Pirelli hot laps because it's like money. Like, you can get money. And it's just part of the game. So here's a Spa in a Ferrari F8 Tributo. I think that's the car. Yeah. And like, again, I always choose the far chase camera whenever doing the supercar Pirelli hot laps thing. And then we're going into Rouge. Okay, I butchered the name. And then now here's Radeon, I'm pretty sure. I'm a new fan, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, it's raining in Spa, just like 2021. the real race when it just rained and George Russell got his podium. But yeah, it was raining in the Pirelli hot laps thing. That was my hot lap, and then I just sped up these other two because it's just the same as my first hot lap thing. That one I crashed. Not even worth watching. This one I think I do worse than my first. What do I do? No, that one was also a crash. Yep, now we're into the race week, and then Ethan and Mark have sent me some emails, I guess. And then there's the performance chart. We're still at the bottom. I don't even know why. Like, I see other creators on YouTube. They're my team careers. They're like already like up there, and then I'm still at the bottom. Maybe I'm just not R&Ding, I guess, enough. R&Ding, I guess that's how it's called. Yeah, I just go into the practice session, quick practice, and I just speed it up because it's boring. It's just me pressing buttons. So I just speed it up all 3 sessions. And that's all the resource points me and Oscar Piastri have earned. And then more emails from Mark. And then here, this is before the qualifying session. I apply a new MGUH, and then a new energy store, and then I don't think I did put a new turbocharger, did I? And here's the results, the season results. So MGUH, and then I'm pretty sure, yeah, I put on a new energy store and replace my turbocharger. I didn't. I guess I didn't replace my turbocharger. Or am I? Well, I replaced my control electronics. Really? Not the turbocharger? I thought I would. Or I thought I did. Since I'm recording this voiceover after I play the game. Maybe I should play the game while recording a voiceover. Yeah. Next time I'll cut this part out of just me deciding. Oh, there we go. I did put a new turbocharger. Now I go into the qualifying one-shot session. The Formula 1 Rolex Belgian Grand Prix 2022. Yep, there's just some over sky shots of the environment. Yeah, I go into the setup, and then you can just follow the setup. I just got it from online, like Belgian or Spa dry setup. So I just followed whatever's online, and you can copy this. I'll be quiet now. Oh, I guess I can talk to. Front and rear camber is all the way full, and front suspension was 5, rear suspension 2, front anti-roll bar 6, rear anti-roll bar 2, front ride height 6, and then brake pressure is 100, front brake bias is 50. Front tire pressures are all the way down, and rears are 22 all the way up. Simple enough, I guess. And then I just save the setup. You can see all those saves are just all from online. Because I don't know how to make setups. It's difficult. It's weird. Yep. And then there I go into my qualifying hot lap. I change it back to TV pod because it was from the Pirelli hot laps. And here's my hot lap. I guess I'll just be quiet unless I need to say something. Oh, I will run deep. Or I run, deep. Braking into the turn 1. And now we're going to a Rouge. I'm butchering that name, I already know it. Here's Radeon, I'm pretty sure. Open DRS. You can see Ghost Hamilton in front of us. Now it's Ghost Leclerc, Ghost Magnussen, P1 Magnussen on pole position. But no, it switches back to Leclerc. And you can see I'm jostling down places. I go from 9th, 16, 17, 15, 14, yeah, 6. See? So I'm just running down the order right now. But like Leclerc, I run wide on that. A little, was it oversteer, understeer? I don't even know. Well, understeer is like when you steer a lot, but it only goes a little, right? That's what I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then oversteer is when you steer too little, but it does a lot. I might be wrong. But here I am, P10, gap is 10, no, not 10, 1.032 seconds to Leclerc, which is provisional pole. Going on the last chicane. Ooh, chicken sounds good. But I'm pretty sure this is chicane. Yep, and then, yep, DRS, and then I end up P9, qualifying P9. And then if this was Lewis Hamilton's like, what's the famous meme? It's like, oh, get in there, Lewis. Hey, get in there, Brian. P9, let's go. Yeah. Mark should have some like lines like that. Yeah, there's my rivalry of Hamilton. I don't even, they gave me like Max or Hamilton. I wouldn't beat any of them, so I just chose Hamilton because I thought it'd be easier than Max. Now going on to the race. Yep. You can see my strategy. I never change the strategy. Maybe I should. I just do whatever the game gives me. But I do change my fuel. I think, what did I change it to? I think 2.4 more than the actual laps. So it would be what? 13. What? I did 14? No way. I did 13.4. Yeah. Just 2.13. Yeah, 13.4. Which is 2.4 more laps of fuel. I'm slowly going down. Because one time I did like 1.5 plus laps. As you can see on my formation lap start, I nearly spun out. But going back to the field, I did 1.5 one time, and then I didn't even finish the race. So I've been cautious about how much fuel I put in. I used to do 3, but then I was way too heavy on straights, so I would always get overtaken when I do +3 fuel. So I just do like plus 2.5, and I'm slowly working my way down. Cause like I don't know how people fuel manage. Like they underfuel, but then they still finish the race. I could never do that. Yep, going on to the formation lap. As we can see, Lando Norris and the McLaren is in front of us. In front of him is Kevin Magnussen. And interestingly enough, Lando Norris is starting on mediums. And I'm saying that while I almost hit him in the back, in the rear end. And he's down in front of Magnussen. I cannot see. Behind us is Bottas and Alonso, and then the 5 cars I can see. Only Lando Norris is starting on mediums. Everyone on my 5 in the rear corner, not rear corner, top left corner is starting on, I was gonna say smalls, softs. There we go. Yeah, my grammar today. Yeah, I'm just weaving to get temps into my tires, or temperatures. Weaving, and it looks like, yep, Charles Leclerc is on pole. Pretty sure that's Max Verstappen 2nd, Lewis and George 3rd and 4th, Carlos Sainz 5th, right? Yeah, 5th. Checo would be 6th then. And then K-Mag, Norris, me, Bottas, Alonso. After Alonso, think Joe. I do not know. I'm just trying to guess by all the colored dots on the mini map right there. No, I was pretty right in front of me. I don't know behind me. Yep, reforming for the race start. I get a perfect purple start or a perfect purple parking. Not start. Let's see how my start is. It's 5 lights and out and away we go. Or however Martin Brundle says it. Martin Brundle, right? Or Crofty. Yep, near the start, I dive bombed a couple cars, nearly hit signs. I got a warning for corner cutting, and then I'm pretty sure I didn't leave Russell's space there. I should have gotten a penalty, but I don't know. Who knows? Here we go to Rouge. I think that's how you say the name. And I got another warning for corner cutting. Here's Russell trying to make a move, and then I definitely ran into him. That was my fault. Yep. Get the late braking, and then that was Carlos Sainz trying to make a move on my right too, but he didn't stick it. He didn't stick the landing. There's Russell pulling away, and I catch up to him again, but the gap is less than a second right now. Same with Perez behind, not Sainz anymore. He is less than a second away from me. And then Verstappen is 2 seconds away from even Russell and me. I never figured out how the timing thing works. And yeah, Russell pulled away, same as Leclerc. They just zoom in. And Russell gets the gap to more than 1 second now. DRS isn't open yet, of course. We're just going on this back straight. I think that's what it's called. Right? Because it's like the final, so it's the back straight. I do not know my term. Going into the chicane, I think. At least I hope it is, or else I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Charles Leclerc with the fastest lap with a 1.49. My lap was 1.53. So you can obviously see the speed deficit between the Ferrari and the Everything Team car. And if you've been an OG subscriber to this channel, you know where the Everything Team name is from. Going to Eau Rouge again. It's very bumpy. You can see porpoising maybe. Maybe when we go to Spa in the real life, there will be porpoising. Just like in this video game. We go into the turn, we get the not the seconds, we get the gap to Russell less than a second. And then Checo's still under less than a second. Gap to me too. And behind Checo is Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Which we're just gonna be in no man's land. So talking about Carlos Sainz, he's doing pretty good. It was the Hungarian Grand Prix. What was it? This is I'm uploading this on Friday. Then the Sunday of like this week. You just look at from Sunday to Saturday. It was this week. But in the Hungarian Grand Prix, Carlos Sainz did a P4, I think, with Charles Leclerc in the P6. Yeah, Carlos Sainz, he hasn't listened to the Ferrari strategist, and that's doing him good. Like honestly, I don't know what their strategy was, putting Leclerc on the hards on the Hungarian Grand Prix. This is just me ranting now because there's no action right now. Again, no man's land. Charles Leclerc set another fastest lap. I forgot to see the time. I have a new best of 1.48. And then is DRS allowed this lap yet? I think so. I think you see all that porpoising. But yeah, DRS is open. I open it. And the gap is slowly going down to George Russell. Don't make the move on this one. I think the next lap I made the move on George Russell into that turn. Yeah, but then to Checo, the gap is more than 1 second now, so he doesn't get DRS from me. I'm trying to keep the gap to Russell less than 1 second. You can see I ran wide there. I struggle on that corner or turn, whatever that is. I struggle on that one a lot. And that curve, I made a YouTube short about that when I got spun around. That was in the F121 game. I remember I was playing as Mick Schumacher in the Haas, and then on that curve I got spun around. But like you can tell I don't take that curve anymore. Maybe that's the right way to do it. And going on to the last, I guess it's the chicane. I'll just say the last couple of turns. In case it's not a chicane, then I'm not being wrong, because it is the last couple of turns. And then I get DRS from Russell again right here. Gets opened. And then my pit window is open to pit on the mediums. So I think I come in this lap. If not, it is next lap. But I'm pretty sure it's this lap. Going to Rouge again and Radeon. I think that's how you say it. I'm butchering these names. Here I get the DRS open. And I think this lap I do make the move on Russell right here. I dive down on the inside and then I make it stick. Now I am in the podium place at P3, baby. Yeah, there's and then now I speed it up because now it's really no man's land. I am not gonna catch up to Verstappen in any time soon. Maybe when it's like season 10 of my team career. And here I hop into the pits because my pit window is open. Do the pit limiter thingy. Well, actually I don't do that. I have assist on for the pits. I just cannot hit the line like at the right speed, so that's one of the assists I have on. I know I must be a noob in this game, but yeah, it's for my enjoyment anyway. Doesn't matter if I have whatever assist. Yep, I rejoined the track behind Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo. Oh my god, I'm forgetting it. I'm P15 right now. In front of Zhou is Nicholas Latifi, or should I call him Goat Tifi, again in the Hungarian Grand Prix. That's just the closest Grand Prix that I remember that happened. Or the latest one that happened for me while I'm recording this. Goat Tifi got P1 time in FP3. Can you believe that? I cannot, because he is the GOAT. Goat Tifi. But yeah, but like for reals, I think next year he's gonna lose his seat. But who should they give it to though? He's like, what, in F2 they have Logan Sargent, which he is a US driver. I am a US citizen. I would love for him to have a seat, because like that would bring so many American viewers, like American fans, to the sport of F1. So that'd be cool if we had an American driver. I don't even remember. Was there? I'm pretty sure there was an American driver before, but just not in a very long time. Yeah, so it'll be sad. Go TV gets the sack, but then if it's not Logan Sargent, they could do Nick DeVries. But then I was watching YouTube. I saw a comment that like Nick DeVries is older than Max Verstappen. So is it late? I mean, like Fernando Alonso is like reaching 40, and then he's still driving. Oh, speaking. Oh, I just made this cool overtake on Zhou Guanyu, and then I'm overtaking a bunch of people in the pits. And then here is some people leaving the pits, and that is George Russell in front of me. So he did get the overcut on me. I didn't get the undercut if he came out in front of me. But yeah, just let me tell the 5 that I see right now. So in P6 is Verstappen, P7 is Russell, P8 is me, P9 is Zhou Guanyu, and P10 is Checo. And we're all on mediums right now, so fresh mediums basically. And then here's the gap to Russell. It's less than 1 second. Max Verstappen had a mechanical issue or engine issue, but he DNFs and he is out of this race. So now, and then I just overtook Russell if you didn't see. But now the new is what? And then here's Russell trying to get back at me again. I don't even know why. I overtook him. Like, this dude. And here's the P4 is Vettel. P5 is Ricardo. And then P6 me. P7 Russell. And then P8 is Verstappen. He's still in this race? Thought he had an issue. Apparently not. And Vettel is on the softs right now. But yeah, I just speed this up because we're in no man's land, of course. Vettel's in the pits. So I jump him. And Leclerc is P2 now. P3 is Ricardo. P4 is me. P5 Russell. P6 Verstappen. Leclerc has the fastest lap. Maybe I jump somebody else into the pit. Yep, I jumped Ricardo. Now Norris is P1. Leclerc is P2. Me is P3. P4 is Verstappen. P5 Russell. Again, no man's land, so I just sped it up. Probably very screechy, right? And then there we go. Norris is in the pits. I jump him. Another update. P1 Leclerc, P2 me, P3 Verstappen, P4 Russell, and P5 Perez. And then speaking of Verstappen, he tried to make a move on me on that turn, but then he doesn't stick the landing. Yep, I just speeded up some more. No man's land. Leclerc has a 9-second gap to me. I'm just holding the train up. I'm holding everybody up. I'm letting Leclerc get away with that win. Here we're going to a Rouge again. I think Verstappen's going to try to make a move on me right here. Yeah. I'm just holding all of them up. I'm so slow. I don't deserve to be in the podium places. But I outbrake Verstappen and I just stay P2. But yeah, the car is the slowest car in the grid according to the performance chart. And I'm in a P2. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, maybe I should turn up my difficulty. I'm on 70 and that's what I enjoy. Like, maybe I'm a noob to you guys, but like 70 is where I like it. Because like, it's not too hard, but it's not too difficult. So maybe I should turn it up. I was planning to turn it up when I get my first win. Because like, I still haven't got my first win in my team career yet. Now here's Russell trying to make a move on me. And then same thing as Verstappen. I outbroke him. And then he didn't stick the lane. Speaking of Russell, he jumped Verstappen. So now it's Leclerc, me, Russell, Verstappen, and then Perez. And then I ended up P2. It cut out again. I don't even know why. So subscribe, like, and thank you for watching.